Food insecurity in Minnesota is not getting better, even as we have emerged from the pandemic. New data from Hunger Solutions shows from January to July of this year, Minnesotans made more than 4 million visits to food shelves, nearly a million more than the year before. Tonight, we want to tell you about the leader of one organization who is uniquely qualified to tackle the problem. It's a story about how a homeless man turned one sandwich into a million sandwiches.
Making a sandwich is something most of us don't think much about.
Keeps me grounded.
Not Kiley Benson.
When you make a sandwich, can you ever not think about the past?
No, I mean, it's every moment of a sandwich kind of takes me back through the last 10 years, for sure.
Benson became executive director of the hunger fighting organization Loaves and Fishes 9 months ago. Something he never imagined 10 years ago when he was homeless.
How did you end up homeless?
I was at the end of my addiction. I got a divorce in 2008. In 2013, I ended up homeless, losing everything.
Living on the streets around encampments?
That is correct. Yep, living in and out of encampments, in and out of people's homes.
So when did you start making sandwiches?
February 14th, 2014 is when I decided that there needed to be a change in my life. And so I found my way, through the help of my mother, into Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge. That turned into a living situation in the transitional homes of Serenity Village, which led me to the overnight sandwich artist position at Subway.
This is the Subway in Plymouth where Benson came up with the sandwich idea.
Yeah, one of my jobs was to take the unsold bread every night and take it out back and throw it away.
And what'd you do with the bread?
Quickly realized that there was way much more to do with this bread, so we gathered the bread together and went out and find other fixings.
And then you'd hand out the sandwiches in encampments and shelters?
That's correct. We'd take it down to the local shelters, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the random camps that would be popping up.
You get your system down.
That's almost full.
He called them Serenity sandwiches because volunteers,
Before you know it, we're finished.
also in recovery at Serenity Village,
It's crazy, right? Yeah, I've been reflecting on the whole thing.
would help make them.
10 years sober in February.
We're almost full.
In 2016, he met Loaves and Fishes Director of Operations Emily Carpenter at a produce giveaway in North Minneapolis.
He asked if we ever had any leftover food, any leftover produce, anything that he could take off of our hands and redistribute.
What did you think of the idea?
I thought, is this too good to be true? You're willing to take anything and everything? From there, we created an amazing partnership.
And he says you've always been a supporter of the Serenity sandwiches. Why?
I believe it fills a gap in our neighborhoods here. People need food everywhere and anywhere. They're prepackaged meals, prepackaged sandwiches, healthy, and they can eat them whenever, wherever they are.
So he was really doing food rescue before it became a big thing, right?
He was, yeah.
Carpenter left her job in 2017.
Yep, that's correct.
That's when Benson's life changed.
And one day I realized Emily was no longer going to be with the organization, and so I got in touch with Kathy Mays to ask about a job opportunity.
Kiley asked you for the job. What was your reaction?
Let's do it. Let's start today.
Kathy Mays is former executive director of Loaves and Fishes.
No concerns about his past.
No concerns, not one.
In a way, did his past, do you think, prepare him for it?
Oh, for sure. Yes. Empathy, love, caring. That's Kiley.
And when you retired then, what was your recommendation to the board?
Kiley can do my job. Hire him.
2 hours later, God opened the largest door of my life to date.
Right here.
This year, Loaves and Fishes will serve 5.2 million free meals in 15 Minnesota counties.
So it's a little chaotic.
They have commercial kitchens like this one at Urban Ventures that make meals out of large quantities of rescued food.
You good?
Right on!
Sandwiches are still part of the solution. Every Monday, volunteers at Serenity Village make 3,000 of them.
There's a tag on each of these sandwiches that says, "Know you are loved."
Remember, this started with one sandwich 8 years ago.
It's far more than a sandwich. It's reminding somebody that they are loved. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Benson says they made sandwich number 1 million this month.
It's a hand up, hopefully, not just a handout.
They are distributed in schools, shelters,
Are you guys in need of tents?
and homeless encampments.
It's the equation, right?
A million sandwiches later, Kiley Benson hasn't forgotten where he came from.
All of the stuff is
rescued.
He's uniquely qualified to understand the need and now lead Loaves and
When
Fishes.
you put them all together on the piece of bread and you put that slice down the center, I think it becomes a sandwich.
Fighting hunger one meal
Package it up
and one sandwich at a time.
and get it ready for somebody to enjoy.
Loaves and Fishes relies on hundreds of volunteers and donations to help them feed Minnesotans. We've got information on how you can support their mission with this story at kstp.com.